What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It is me here doing another Anastasia Beverly Hills video. I actually tweeted about this once. I said my channel is basically like an Anastasia review channel, but I do want to do more videos. So I'm going to try and like jump into more like base routines. I did have an eyebrow video filmed, but I didn't like it, so I never posted it. And I'm probably going to film another one, and let's see when I post that. I'm not going to give any specific dates or details about that video because I probably will never post it in that amount of time. But moving into this video, as you can tell by the title, I'm jumping into the new Norvina Collection Volume 2 palette. So a lot of people online are saying these releases are a little bit too close together. I can kind of agree, even though I'm on PR and I do get these products sent for free, which I'm very thankful about. It does feel a little bit more pushed together. Like, it definitely went Jackie Aina, Norvina Volume 1, Norvina Volume 2 in like nothing. Like, they were just back to back to back. And as a content creator, it excites me because I like to use more stuff. I like to do new things. I like to see different products. But as a consumer, I can see how this is too overwhelming, and with these collection palettes being $60 and then their regular palettes being $45, it is definitely adding up to be really pricey. So I can see on that end how it is not good, but I had a lot of fun filming this video. This is one of the looks I did in the video, and as I mentioned on Instagram stories, I'm going to be talking about color theory because this palette is definitely color theory based, like to create nice looks. If you want to create bomb looks, color theory is your friend with this palette. And to get into the actual details about this palette, I'm going to be talking about pricing. So with this collection, you get the palette, as I said before, and then there's an eye primer that has been out for a few months and a lot of people really love. So if it is like the last collection, this palette is going to be $60. It is going to be released on AnastasiaBeverlyHills.com on Thursday, September 26th. And the PR box from the last collection, the first volume palette, was $75, and I know for a fact that this primer is $23. It comes with 15 milliliters of product. So for $75, 60 plus 23 equals 83. You're getting this for $8 off. And I think that's a good deal if you really want to try the primer, or if you really love the primer and you want to get this palette. And this is an option. You not only get the PR box, but you get all of that in a nice, good priced bundle. So with this collection, you also are getting this huge box, which has 10 new glitters. These are more festival-inspired glitters. I read from Norvina's Twitter that this was supposed to be in festival season release time, which is like before summer, but I'm not sure what happened. I am still happy that they released this because these glitters are so much fun. For swatches of these glitters, I'm going to pop it up on the screen because I am not about to swatch these glitters. It is way too late at night to be doing that. And that's about it. But these glitters are really cute. I absolutely love this one glitter called Dimension, which is small little stars. And then they also have their glitter adhesive, which is a paint-on liquid. I know that the glitters are $15, and then I don't know about the glitter glue adhesive. I didn't look that up, so I'm going to pop it up on the screen real quick. As for the palette, it is the same as the other one, with the same layout, same way of naming the shades, which I think is really cool, because then you can just say B1 from volume 2, stuff like that. And the shades do come with 1.8 grams each, as well as being a vegan and cruelty-free palette. I did not say it in my last video, but because this is a pigment palette with a vegan formula, sometimes dyes can stain or irritate skin. So definitely try it out on your hand if you think you're allergic to dyes in pigment palettes because of the way that they're formulated. They cause staining, irritation. So I just wanted to mention that, being that it is vegan, cruelty-free, and a pigment palette. I do have a giveaway in this video. I'm very excited because I did say that since I'm getting a eye primer with this palette, as well as I had one from the other collection, I am going to be giving away a eye primer as well as some other stuff. I show it all in the video, and the way to enter will be, of course, said in the video, and watch out for that. Also, this is a good place. I'm going to pop up my Instagram and my Twitter, and I do have a TikTok that I posted a fun little video on, so go check me out there. And that is it for this video. I had a really fun. I filmed 3 different looks. Comment down below if you like these types of videos where it gives you multiple looks, or if you just want me to do a full in-depth review, one look type of thing. That is it. I'm going to let you watch the rest of the video right now. Again, I brought you guys in just like my last Norvina collection video. And when I look at this palette, obviously there is blues everywhere. It's basically half the palette, but there are some other pops of color, which I'm going to get into for my second look. But for my first look, I am definitely leaning towards doing a full blue look. Kind of like how I did in my last video, full like purple pink as my first look. So that is what I'm going to do. And this shade right here, D1, is calling my name. It is like no other shade I've ever seen. A lot of these shimmers in here are duochrome. Looking at this palette, I am going to start off with the shade C3. I'm going to start off with the shade C3. This middle shade right here. And this is on a Morphe M456. I am just going to place that into my crease. I realized in my last video, I didn't really do a review on the palette, but it wasn't really meant to be a review. It was just to do looks. And now I realized I should at least talk about the palette. So from the last Norvina collection, the Volume 1, which is more of the purples, the palette is very, very pigmented. Obviously, it is called a pigment palette, but with most of the shades being pure pigments, you are getting high quality shadows in a vegan formula, which is honestly really great, but you don't need a lot of shadow. I did say that in my last video. You don't need a lot of shadow. So if you think that you're gonna have a lot of problems blending this palette, just work a little by little, because if you work a little by little, you can build up intensity of your shades while blending it out so that you're not stuck with just a unblended shadow, because you can definitely do that. If you work a little bit too much with one color that is very pigmented, it's going to be hard to blend out. So I do recommend working little by little. Now I'm just taking that same brush after applying that shadow in my crease area. I'm going to blend that one out with B4, which is this shade right here. So I did mention in my intro about glitters not being eye safe, and I know a lot of people are going to say not to use glitters around your eyes if you don't know how to use them properly and stuff like that. I am going to be using glitters later on in this video in my second or third look. I'm not sure yet. But if you were to use glitters, I recommend taking them off, not by wiping your eyes with a makeup remover wipe or something like that. I like to use like standard tape, like Scotch tape. So I just place it on my eyelids. Don't rip it off because your eyelids are sensitive. I know it's not good for your skin to do that kind of stuff, but you're not wearing glitter all the time. So if you're gonna use glitter for like artistic looks and you're afraid of getting in your eye, I do recommend using that method. Slowly peel it off and like hold your skin down. I feel glitter is more for artistic, fun, glam looks. It is not meant for everyday looks, and it is also not meant for an everyday consumer because sometimes glitters are hard to work with, especially if they're loose glitters. ColourPop has been doing a lot of pressed glitters. Morphe shadows are getting to a lot of pressed glitters. I do notice a lot of indie brands actually use pressed glitters. So just things like that. You want to be very careful. Glitter, whatever size, no matter what, is never really eye safe. So definitely if you want to get into glitters, take caution, learn how to use them around your eyes. Learn how to take them off properly, because you don't want to just rub it all in your eyes and then you're in the hospital and you're wondering why you ever played with glitter. Because glitter actually does bring some fun dimension to eye looks, but at a certain cost. You definitely don't want to ruin your vision for an Instagram look. This shadow is blending out very nicely. I have used this palette for an Instagram look, so go check that out. I'll drop my Instagram and Twitter. I posted that same look on both platforms. I used more of the orange, yellows, pinks, and no problem blending those out. Again, blendability, very, very nice. I do love these collection palettes. It is definitely a step in a fun direction for this brand. This brand is very high-end prestige, but with Norvina making collections called the Norvina collection, it is a more artistic step for a brand. I know a lot of people really love their shadow formula. They wanted to see more colors, and Norvina is a very good listener to consumers, and that is why she came out with this palette. She came out with her other palette. A lot of people wanted color from this brand, and with these palettes, it is brilliant because it not only showcases her. Since her first Norvina palette, I didn't really feel like it truly was her. Her collection palettes are definitely more of a piece of her in these products. So this is definitely not their standard. This is not going to ever become their standard, is what she did mention on Twitter. But it is a fun way to incorporate more artistic, colorful, fun things into such a high-end brand. So I'm very glad that they're doing this collection. And, you know, just not taking everything so seriously. So, like, what I mean by that is they're not taking their palettes and just making it for every single day consumers. Like, sometimes you need to step out of the box. Sometimes you need to give your consumers something fresh. And that is definitely what they're doing with these collection palettes. And that is why I love them. Being an artist on my Instagram and social media, it definitely makes you inspired, because you just don't want to see every single warm tone palette come out from a brand. You don't want to see just regular, like, smoky eye palettes or soft glam palettes. You want to see more fun things, and that's what this brand is doing. It is definitely being a lot more fun in their looks, and I think they're killing it right now. Their formulation of their palettes are always so on point, so I can see why people would want this type of things. Right now I'm going to cut my crease. I'm going to do a half cut crease, and I'll be right back. Speaking on that note again about this palette, Norvina did say on her Twitter, if you don't follow her there, or if you don't have Twitter, I definitely recommend following her on Twitter. She's very much interactive. She is like so amazing. Being a president or like CEO of a brand and still being so active on social media with her followers is amazing, and I just admire her for that. But she did say her favorite number is 3, so I don't know if she's talking about like collection palettes. She's gonna have one more. Honestly, I don't know what other colors you can make with one more collection. I do know her mind is amazing, so whatever she does is going to be phenomenal nonetheless. And so I'm going to finish up this look. First, I'm going to do my outer corner. I'm going to do my outer corner with a black. So that is what I'm going to do before anything else. Okay, just taking this little like domed brush. This is a Morphe E18. I'm taking that shade E5, which is the black in the palette. I'm just going to put that in my outer corner and blend it into my cut crease area just to blend it out. I have my nails done, obviously, based on Melanie Martinez's new album, K through 12. How are you guys feeling about it? You guys listen to Melanie Martinez, or who are your favorite artists? She is such an amazing artist. I feel like this album is definitely touching topics that people don't usually talk about in music, and it is such a good way of representing a lot of people, like a wide range of people through songs. Being able to be so relatable and showing that you're not alone in situations is so amazing. That's why I love her. She's also really nice. A bomb dancer, I didn't know that. She is killing it with those dances. I want to recreate the show and tell dance. I have that dance stuck in my head all the time. Enough talking, back to the look. I am using the shade D1. And this is why I don't do a lot of videos where I just talk, and why I like to do voiceovers, because I feel like this video is going to be really long. I didn't want to spray this shade, but honestly, not spraying it, it looks pretty good. I might just spray it just to see what it does look like. But so far, without having it wet, it is not lacking at all. It is really beautiful and everything I wanted it to be. I'm just wetting that with my Morphe setting mist and seeing what it looks like. Didn't do much. It is doing a lot dry. I'm not disappointed, and the shade is really beautiful, and I want to cover my whole body in it. This right here is basically the whole look. It is so simple, I guess, if you want to do a more glam look. It is not anything crazy. You would just have to use time to practice. That's my main advice, is if you have any time to practice doing makeup, definitely do it. Because makeup is fun. It is like experimenting on different things, seeing what's good for you. And you can create bomb looks like this. Like this look is so pretty, I can't get over it. I love this shade. This shade, D1, is my literal soul, a piece of my soul. There's many compartments to my soul, and there's many colors that occupy those compartments. If you guys are wondering how do I do cut creases, I can definitely do a video on that. If you want me to, definitely comment down below. I do have hooded eyes. If you are new to this channel and you have never heard me say I have hooded eyes, I do have hooded eyes. But the reason why I love doing half cut creases is because it gives much more space in my lids to do shimmer looks, and they're just so beautiful. I don't know what it is about cut creases, but they're so beautiful. And I love them. So moving on to my under eyes, I'm going to do basically the same shades I did on the top without the black. This is basically the whole eye look. So I'm just going to dip into that shade C1, which is this bright shade. And I'm going to pop that in my inner corner. And then I'm going to pop a little bit on my brow bone and call that the look. So this is what the look looks like. And now I'm going to move on to my other eye. So my other eye is now primed. I didn't want to put on a lash on this look, so please don't look at it. But I'm going to be doing my second look. I have a really cool green look planned for my last look, so I'm not really sure what I want to do with this palette right now. I did say on my Instagram stories I wanted to talk more about color theory, so I'm going to pop up a color wheel. Basically, when you use colors across from each other, they're complementary, so that's why Christmas colors are like red and green, and purple and orange looks good together, as well as I don't know what other colors. You'll see it on wheel. And basically, if you go across from each other, those colors will always look good together. And with colors like these, sometimes using more of a gradient will make the shadows blend easier. So I know a lot of people said in the first palette, a lot of the purples look the same, but when you see them in person and you see the tones of them, the more that they look a little bit more similar, and there's less of a big jump from shade to shade in the same color family, it makes the looks look like they're blending so much better. So that's what I personally know about my shadows. So that's why I basically use the same blue, the blues that kind of look all the same, because when you blend them out, they will look so much more seamless and easier to blend without having to keep going back and forth, making sure that it doesn't look like two different colors were trying to be merged together. My theory also works with how shadows become more muddy. So sometimes if you use the wrong shades next to each other, there's a whole video on that. Someone else on YouTube did it. I'll link their video down below. I don't remember what their YouTube video is called, but they explain it very well. I do know color theory mainly because I had to take art history in like my freshman year of high school, so that is why I know complementary colors and like the color wheel. And that video on YouTube was a nice refresher of what I learned. So I'm thinking for this next look, I am going to be doing a look with these yellows and oranges in this palette, as well as this one shade on the bottom, which is called E2. This is going to be a lot similar to my look I did on Instagram, but without using a green, because as I said, my last look I want to use green. So basically, I'm just going to pack on this yellow shade right into the front part of my eye, blending it up into my eyebrows. Now I'm taking the orange shade. This is D2. I'm not going to show you because I'm lazy. And I'm just mixing that into the yellow. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, if you go back into the color wheel, just because colors across from each other look really good, I think if I recall correctly, once again, don't quote me, they turn muddy. So I think if you were to use like a purple and green, if you overblend them too much together, they would turn brown. If you mix too many colors together, obviously they will turn brown. So just be careful with looks like that. But you're not going to be mixing colors like over each other. Like you're not going to put a green in your crease and then put a red in your crease. So you don't really have to worry about making brown. But definitely do not overblend if you are doing complementary colors next to each other. Colors like this, you won't have to blend as much because they sit right next to each other on the color wheel, so they will look fine with a little bit of blending. Now I kind of want to bring this shade back in. I already see a vision. I don't really know what I was going to do with this look, but I'm going to bring it back in just like this. I don't know if I ever did this look on camera, but I'm going to be doing the teardrop shaped cut crease. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to put that beautiful shade on my lids. In my little cut crease, so when I open my eyes, it kind of looks like a teardrop. I did watch Miss Rocio, I think that's her name. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, I am so sorry. I did watch her video, how to do like different style cut creases. I'm pretty sure she did one like this, and then this one. I just watched it last night. I do this look more often, but I wanted to see her video on how she does it. It's basically the same thing. So if you do want to see how she does this type of cut crease and like how I did it too, I basically use the same method as her. So definitely go check out her video. I'll link that one down below. So I'll link the color theory video and that video down below for you guys to watch. And I'm just adding a little bit more of the orange into my outer corner and rounding out this look. I'm just going to be taking that shade E2. It is I don't really know. It's like a brown with pink reef, like duochrome shift to it, I guess. I'm going to pop that onto my little area where I need to. This shimmer is not giving me as much star power as the other shade I used. So I'm going to dip into that shade and then I'm going to spray it a little bit to wake her up. So right now she's resting. We're going to wake her up. So I guess to be honest, this is not the best shade to use, but I really love this shape of cut creases. This is the second look. I'm going to just blend the orange shade on the bottom and then blend it into a little bit of yellow. So for my inner corner, you already know what it is because I used it in the last look. I'm just going to dip into that one shade C1 again because it is like the lightest color in here that will go with this look. So this is the look all done. As you can see, when I have my eyes open, this cut crease shape looks really nice. When I close it, it looks a little weird, but you don't walk around with your eyes closed, so it is the main thing that it looks good when your eyes open. This look looks like, and then this is what this look looks like. So these are the two looks. I like this look, very round, very simple, and then a cut crease. And then this one is more dragged out with a more artistic type of cut crease. And I had fun creating both of these. So now I'm going to move on to my last look. I'm super excited for that one, so I'm going to wipe this off and I'm going to get right to it. So I wiped off my makeup and I'm ready to do my last look, but before we get into the last look, just like I mentioned in my intro, there is a giveaway in this video. I'm very excited. I have some products stored up for you guys and I'm going to show you guys some of the products. My full details, how to enter, all that will probably be in my description as well as my post on Instagram. So as soon as this video goes up, I'm going to make a post and you can enter my giveaway there. As I mentioned on my Instagram, I am going to be giving away one of these Anastasia eye primers, just like the one that I'm using today in my videos, just because with the timing of both of the Norvina collection launches, they did give us 2 eye primers, and it's only been a month apart. So I definitely want to give away one of those for you guys because I have a lot of eye primers that I can work with, so I don't really need that many. Fun thing that I'm giving away is a Tetris Ipsy Block Party palette. I do have this palette. I also have a skincare item, which is a Purelisse moisturizer with sunscreen in it. It is targeted for more dry to normal skin. I have oily skin, so I don't really know why this was sent to me through my Ipsy Glam Bag Plus. Something really exciting, I did have this palette sitting down in my room for a while. This is the Morphe X Bretman Rock Babe in Paradise palette. I absolutely love this palette. I hit pan in one of the shades. That was actually my first ever panned item, I guess you can say, which is pretty cool. And I absolutely love this palette. It will come with the brush inside, so just like the ones that you can buy in store, it has the brush and the palette, and I will be shipping all of this out. I'm very excited for this giveaway, and yeah, so all the information will be linked in my Instagram or bio of this video, so look out for that. This is the look that I'm going to be using glitter in. So just like how I mentioned before, if you are not very educated in glitter or stuff like that, just make sure before you ever put glitter on your eyes, make sure you know how to use it, how to take it off your eyes, how to make sure you don't ruin your own vision. So I'm going to be taking this Farrah brush. This is their number 6 short shading brush. And to dip in, I'm going to go in with the shade B1 right here. And I'm going to put that into my crease. Now I'm going to take the shade A2 and I'm going to take it on a Morphe M441 and I'm going to hold it a little bit flatter on my skin and just blend this out to make this my transition shade. I really forgot to mention that this look is going to be a halo look, like a halo eye look. I don't really do halo eyes mainly because I don't know how to do them. But usually when I do them, they don't turn out too bad. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. And right now I'm going to cut my lid so that I have my base for my halo eye. Now I'm going to be placing the shade A1 onto the center of my lid. And I'm going to be using a small little flat brush for that. This is a very Cosmo and Wanda look. So now with that in the center, I'm going to be using just a small little pointy brush. And I'm going to be adding a little bit more of a deeper green into my inner and outer corners. So for that, I want to use the shade B3. I'm now going to be dipping into the glitters, so let's move into that. I finished both eyes now, and super cute. I really like this color combo. Moving to my glitters, I am going to be using the new glitters that Norvina or Anastasia Beverly Hills has came out with, and I'm going to be using this green glitter. This is the color Wave shade, and then I'm going to be using their glitter adhesive. This is the Anastasia 15 brush. It is a angled brush, as you can see. So I think this is going to be better to apply my glitter adhesive right there to make my shimmer or my stuff stay. So I'm just going to be taking the brush and I'm going to dip my liner brush into it. And then I'm going to draw it on, dip it in some glitter, and then apply it. My idea for this look is to do like a glitter liner Low-key, that looks pretty cute on camera. And in person. Okay, so that is basically one liner done. I'm going to do the other side. And I'm just going to finish up my face off camera and then show you guys a finished look. And then that is it for my looks today. So I finished the final look off camera. I did my whole base using the Anastasia foundation. I did a review on that one. That was my last video. Go check that one out. To finish talking about this palette as well as the glitters, I did talk about it mainly throughout this video, the safety of glitters, how to use them, and then the idea of these palettes. So I didn't mention it in my first Norvina collection video, but I would say these palettes are definitely more of a need than a want. There are definitely similar color stories to those palettes at a cheaper price point, because I know $60 is a lot for a palette. To back up the price for these palettes, you are getting 1.8 grams per shadow, and it is 25 shades, so I'll put up the math of how much each shade will cost, and you are paying for a luxury brand, so that is why the price is so high. But it is honestly not that much more expensive than their other palettes, and you're getting so much more products and more shades with these things. You're also getting a huge mirror in here. So to be real with you guys, this is definitely more of a collector's palette, as you can say, collection, or a more artistry palette if you like to do creative looks. If you are a working artist who likes to do color, it is not something you need by any means. I do have the privilege of getting these palettes and anything from this brand sent to me, which I'm very thankful for. And you know, I like to create, so things like these would definitely catch my eye. But if you feel like this is too pricey and you like the colors, it is a more push or pull situation. I can say that blendability is really nice. Pigmentation, definitely off the charts. So, you know, it is a nice palette. I definitely really love it. And for the glitters, first time ever working with loose glitters, it was a challenge because I never use loose glitters. I usually use pressed glitters, so it's like suspended in a gel or formula like that. And then the glitter adhesive, it does dry down really nicely, I have to say. I do have the NYX glitter primer or glitter glue. That one is a more tacky, like an eye base type of feel to that. This one's more like a clear runny glue. And theirs are definitely more for artistic, fun looks. Like, it makes sense because she was going to release this with a festival collection, but then it came out a little bit later, but no problem. I really love glitters. A lot of glitters aren't eye safe or biodegradable, so there are definitely options to look if you are comfortable with glitters, to find biodegradable glitters. I know these aren't biodegradable, which honestly is a little bit of a hard thing to use because I am all about the environment. So they are nice, I do like them. They are also a little bit pricey for glitters, $15 as I said before, but you do get a reasonable amount of glitter because you're not going to be using glitter like all your other products. You're going to be using it little by little. So I think this will last you a pretty good time, and you're not wearing glitters every single day. So that is nice. And that is it for my video. Enter my giveaway on my Instagram. Follow me there, subscribe, comment down below if you liked this video. And as always, you already know what to do. Love you the most.